All right, Tanner, you excited about getting a property here in Miami?
Yeah, I'm ready to get out of this town, man.
Cool. All
Yeah.
right. Well, I'm excited to help you with this whole buyer process. I know we talked. I got a little bit better idea about what you wanted. I linked you up with the lender, and I know all that's in process. So what I wanted to do today was kind of cover the whole entire process with you, show you the offer and all the paperwork that you would be signing when that time comes, and just to make sure that I get all the extra details from you and make sure that we're on the same page, and that ultimately I can find you the best property that would best fit your needs. Cool?
Cool.
Cool. So you mentioned you're looking in XYZ neighborhood, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Have you expanded beyond that, or are you pretty kind of locked into this area?
No, we like this area.
Okay. If I found another home that I think would fit your criteria, would you want me to send it to you, or only this area?
Yeah, you could send it to us. Yeah.
Okay.
If it's,
Cool. So there will be some wiggle room there. I'm just
Little-
wondering, right, in
yeah.
case I come across something and I'm like, oh, I think Tanner would love it.
Yeah.
I would know to send it to you or not.
Yeah,
So
you
yeah,
can
send it
send
to you.
it, yeah.
Okay, cool. In regards to time frame, I know we kind of initially discussed ideally getting your keys in like between 45 to 60 days. Is that still the case, or if we find something like tomorrow, would you be ready to go if you like it?
no, we need a little bit of time.
Okay. Yeah, because I know your lease is ending in the apartment that you're in, and you're gonna have to do that whole transition, right?
Right.
Okay, cool. So like you guys wouldn't be open to like seeing stuff immediately. You'd want to wait like maybe a week or two.
No, we would be open to checking stuff out immediately.
Okay, cool. And the reason I bring that up is the way the market is. If you really like something, it's important that you make a decision. And that's why I'm kind of trying to coordinate, because if we see something you like but you want to wait because of the time frame, I would hate for you to lose on an opportunity because you want to wait. Make sense?
Okay.
So that's why I'm kind of wondering, and I'm asking, hey, if we see something you like, right? We can't play the we'll come back next week. Next week it'll be gone.
Okay.
More than likely.
Okay.
That's just realistic, and I'm telling you that, right? Because I would hate to have you take a look at stuff and then you're not aware. If a property is priced properly in a good area, it's going to go quick. I'm
Okay.
just letting you guys know. So when it comes time where you're ready and we look, we need to be in a position where you're viable to make a decision. Does that make sense?
Yes. I heard you could do like a contingency. Would we be able to do that, or like if we put in an offer?
Contingency, what do you mean?
Like in our offer, we would have like, I don't know. I mean, if we put it in our offer,
You're a first time buyer. What do you mean contingency? Oh, you're pretending you're a seller, right?
yeah.
Okay, well, let's role play that. Yeah, that's definitely an option. Do you know typically when that was used the last time, like as a normal thing? Back when the market crashed. Do you know why?
Why?
Because when you are contingent, right? If we create a list of the strength of offers, like somebody buying cash, somebody buying conventional, somebody buying FHA, somebody putting a lot of money down, and creating that list. By you having a contingency, where do you think you are in that list in regards to strength of your offer?
On the lower end.
On the bottom.
Yeah.
And inventory, right now is still low. You're aware, right? So if there's a lot of competition out there for the right priced home, and we do submit an offer, what do you think the odds are of getting your offer accepted if it's contingent?
Might be tough.
Right. So ideally what you want to do, and we can coordinate this, and we've done it plenty of times, is to time everything properly. So we get your home sold, make sure that you purchase non-contingent, and we make the transition smooth.
Okay.
Is the transition what is the concern for you? Like, you don't want to be homeless in between.
Right. Yeah. That was my next question. If we should just wait until we get this out of the way.
Cool. Because we can coordinate. We've done that where we sell your home, negotiate that, and then help you get your next home so you go from one home to the next. Is that ideally what you want?
Yeah.
Cool. So if we could do that without the contingency, you're good with it, right? Cool. That's how you would handle that.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you. Sorry to.
Cool. It's all good. It's all good. But you're a first-time buyer. It's all right.
Got you.
Maybe I should have explained that before we started, right?
Sorry,
Cool.
guys.
All good. All good. All good. Cool. So, we're looking here. The lender told me this is pretty much the budget, right? So what are like the top 3 or 4 things you guys are really looking for? Like you really like, it's almost like must-haves in your house or in the property that you do buy. What would those be?
We like an office space.
Okay.
Good flooring.
Mm-hmm.
Nice kitchen.
Okay. Good flooring. Could that be new carpet, or does it have to be like laminate flooring, hardwood, marble?
Yeah. We'd like laminate.
Okay.
Yeah. And we don't want like stains in the, if there's carpet, in the bedrooms,
Cool.
no stains.
It's got to be fresh and clean.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Good kitchen. All right.
Good kitchen, nice open kitchen.
Okay.
Maybe an island.
Cool. Okay. Got it. What would be some like deal breakers? Like having the intersection house. Maybe you don't want to be in a cul-de-sac. Maybe having a park or a school nearby. Like, what are some like deal breakers or things that for you guys are like, we don't want that?
Yeah, when the homes are too close, you have those homes that are like 5 feet away from each other.
Kind of like the townhouses, right? Where you could literally open the window and touch the neighbor.
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
Want that? You want a yard?
Yeah, we want a yard,
Okay.
Not on like a busy highway or like next to a freeway.
Okay, cool.
A busy street.
Is there like a minimum distance you want from the freeway?
Just not right up against it.
Cool. So like the street or two over is okay?
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
We don't want it to be super old.
Okay.
We don't want it falling apart.
All right. So a little bit more, at least in good condition or modern. Got it.
Modern, yeah.
All right.
A few upgrades.
So you don't want a fixer-upper?
No. Ideally, maybe, second option, but...
Right. Not your first.
Not
Got it.
the first,
Got it.
no.
Okay, cool. Anything else?
A pool would be cool.
Pool, potentially. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Newer roof.
No roof. All right, not too old. Got it. Okay, cool.
Good to go.
So we got some good lists here. We got a good time frame. We got the area that you want. All right. So there's a specific process that I follow when it comes to selecting your home, because ultimately I'm looking for you and I'm suggesting, however, you're going to live there, not me, right? So I do like a multi-step process when it comes to this. So I have a system that I created that makes it very easy for buyers. So one of the first things that I want a buyer to do is see if they really like the area, because you're not just buying the home, you're also buying the area, right? So before I set any appointments for you to go look at the house, I really always recommend, this has always worked well, I have my buyers check out the neighborhood during the day and at night to see if it's something that they like, right? Because ultimately, if we like the house and I like the neighborhood, but you don't like the neighborhood, you're not going to want to live there, right?
Got it.
Because I've lost count, Tanner, of how many times I pick these homes, we love them, then as soon as we pull up around the corner, we see something we don't like, and the buyers are like, forget it, we don't want this house. Because of the neighborhood, right? So what we're going to do today is we're going to select like the top 4 or 5, if we can find that many, that fit the closest to your criteria. And today's Thursday. I'm going to have you guys drive by these areas today, confirm. Go once, go twice, whatever you want. Check out the area, check out a couple blocks away. Is there a Home Depot that's too close that you don't like, right? Check it out and see if you like the vibe during the day and at night. And if you give me the thumbs up, then what I'll do is I'll call them, I'll set the appointment, and we'll go look at them.
Okay.
Fair?
Good idea. That'd be fun.
Fair.
Yeah.
Cool. So blah, 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 we go through, I show you the MLS, blah, 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 we pick 5. Okay, cool. This is what we're going to do. And then when we look at these, I'm going to take you through a system, right? And I'm going to ask you to rate the houses from 1 to 10. I'm going to ask you to take pictures and videos, right? And every property we go to, I'm going to have you rank them and then compare it to the other ones. And then we'll create the list of the top 3. Cool?
Cool.
Perfect.
Got it.
Perfect. So we're good on that. We took a look. I'm going to have you look at these homes, okay? So now you are aware of what happened with the whole lawsuit and the NAR settlement, right? Do you have any idea what happened, or have you just kind of heard it?
We've just heard a little bit.
So something that I've always done with buyers is get an agreement between me and you that I'm representing you. I've always done this. However, by law now, we have to have this as realtors now. It's not an option anymore. It's by law. So that's what's changed. Before it was optional and I would do it. Now it's by law. You have to commit to an agent and I have to commit to you. Make sense?
Really? Okay.
Cool. Yeah, so one of the forms that we're going to cover today in regards to, the other forms that I showed you, like the offer and all that, we're going to cover this. This is an agreement between me and you that I'm representing you and that you are my client for X amount of time, right?
Got it.
And these are the parameters that I put on it. 30 days, blah, 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 these properties, right? Are you comfortable working with me for 30 days?
I think we could deal with it.
Yeah, because on average right now I'm finding people their dream home within a week or 2.
Okay.
So I think 30 days is fair. If you're not happy with my service, we can just wipe our hands clean and end it. Cool?
Cool.
So I'm going to walk you through this, blah, blah, blah. I take them through. Obviously it's going to be different for you guys in your area. So I do want to go through this last portion because this is the question that people have, right? I would say probably 90% of the time, I negotiate my commission into the deal, meaning the seller and the commission that the listing agent got with the seller is given to me. So let's say we buy a house, typically you pay nothing to me, and the seller and that agent from their commission pay me. That's typically what happens, and I make my 2.5 or 3%, right? There is a clause in here though that if they refuse to pay, or they're paying me very little, that you guys would agree to make any coverage there if necessary. Meaning if I find you your dream home, but for whatever reason they're saying, hey, we're not going to pay Bryan, you guys would agree to pay me that difference. Is that something you're cool with? In the event that that happens.
Would there be a way to pull money out from the loan or pay you? Any way to do that? Like, so it's not coming directly out of our pocket?
Yeah, well, there's ways of negotiating it, of course.
Okay.
Now, this is going to be, or I'll put a pause on the role play. You can do that, and depending on the area that you guys are in, I don't know the legalities of it, but there are ways to structure it into the loan or figure out some way outside of the box that's completely legal to cover that cost, right? But for the sake of this role play, let's say no.
Okay.
I wish we could do that, Tanner. Unfortunately, we can't. So this is just an insurance policy to make sure that even if I find you your dream home and they refuse to pay me, that I still get paid.
Okay. So how much would you want to get paid? Does the seller already have a set percentage?
Like I said, that's negotiated, right? So typically I make 3%, right?
Okay.
And we, we'll find the house, we'll write up the offer, and I'll normally write it up in the offer for you to get the house and for me to get paid. And most of the time, that's what happens, no problem. This is just in the event that they're not willing to cover it. Whatever they cover, you would cover the difference.
Got it.
So if they paid me $500 or 1% or whatever, you would cover the rest of that 3%.
Okay. I hope they offer some commission, man.
Yeah. So, but give me some pushback and say, no, we don't want to do that, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, we don't want to do that. I mean, if you could only show us homes that are offering a commission.
What if one that's not offering commission is the one that you really want, though? Would you want me to hold back showing you the home just because there's a dispute on commission? Because I feel like that would be me putting my interest first above yours, right?
Yeah. Would you be able to negotiate with the seller?
Potentially, right? And like I said, this is like an insurance policy.
Yeah.
In the event that that doesn't happen, like I told you, most of the time it does. However, I don't want it to catch you by surprise at the end and say, hey, you got to pay me.
Okay.
I wanted to let you know up front.
Okay.
And this is why I disclose this and we do this up front, so we agree on everything before we even start working together.
Well, could we put this on a hold, and then if we find a home that we like, negotiate with the seller if they're not offering buyer's commission? And then if they are not open to paying a buyer's commission, then we'll just back out of that home?
Well, you can do that regardless. However, the document and our agreement to work together, we have to have in place. Whether it's me or any other agent you choose, you're gonna have to sign. This is just, like I said, to make sure that I'm getting paid in the event that they're not willing to do it.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, that's tough if we really want to move into a home that we like and we would have to pay commission on it.
Yeah. And like I said, most of the time it doesn't happen. But again, I do want to disclose that.
Of course.
Yeah. So you guys cool with that? Are you confident that I can get you your home that you want, negotiate for you, and get you good terms and all that?
Yeah. We know you can. It's just the sellers,
Yeah. And like I said, most of the time we do negotiate it. This is just in case. This is like an emergency button.
We have to sign this?
Yes, this is the agreement. This is the buyer representation agreement that you sign where we work together for these 30 days that we outlined.
Okay, so it's tied together.
Yeah.
Oh man. What if we
Keep going, bro. Like this is cool because
Yeah.
then people can kind of see. But do you see how I'm not backing down?
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna say no.
And I feel like it's not you coming at me. It's like, it's
Right.
that's
of course.
that's
This is why I always point here and stuff. And again, and some people will walk away, and you need to be okay with it.
Like I still feel like we're on the same team.
Of course.
But
Of course. Yeah. This is why I sit this way too, and I don't sit like across from you because that's more confrontational. But you notice I'm leaning away too. I'm giving you space.
yeah. And I'm over here.
Yeah. Go ahead. Just whatever you think would come next, right?
Yeah.
Or you can agree. I mean, it's up to you. Just whatever.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what they would say if they don't.
Well, I'll tell you this, Tanner. I'll give you my word that, of course, I'm going to fight tooth and nail to have them pay, and most of the time they do. So odds are you're probably not going to have to pay me anything. This is just in case.
Okay.
Because if I did find you your dream home and they happen to not pay me and I got you all the terms and got you everything you could ever want, would I deserve to be paid at that point?
Yeah, of course.
That's all that is.
What if we don't have the money? And that's our problem?
I guess so.
All right, Brian, now I'm starting not to like you. Nah. Yeah, man.
Well,
cool.
let's say somebody said, well, I don't have the money. Say, well, again, like I told you guys, depending on where you're at, right? Everything is different, the laws, mortgages, and all that stuff. But there are ways, and I recommend all of you who are listening to this, who are in real estate, talk to your lenders. And if your lender is unwilling to do something like that, find a new lender, right? The people who are thinking outside of the box that can put deals together, that figure out legal ways of doing this, are going to be the ones that win. I myself and other agents that I know in different states, even your home state of Arizona, have been getting paid without it coming out of the buyer's pocket. That's worked into the loan or some other way, and it's legal. You can do that. So you wouldn't even be in this scenario. Because he would say, well, can you work it into the loan? Potentially, yeah, we can find a way out of the box where you're not paying me out of your pocket.
Right. Kind of like a buy down.
Yeah, yeah. Or I could say, or we could just offer a little bit more on the house to cover the commission. So if I'm owed an extra $2,000 or $3,000, we can just stack that onto the offer and you're good to go.
Got it.
And then if you're paying that over 30 years, it's going to add like an extra half a cent to your mortgage payment a month.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
Oh, yeah. I actually just watched that.
There we go, right? Like, but again, I'm not saying that you need to say that because that might not be legal where you're at. It has to be a different way. So, but there are ways of doing it. But the main point is stand firm. Now, I know I gave you a condensed version and we didn't go over the whole buyer consult and the pre-call before meeting and all that, but that's basically what it is. And you want to say, hey, this is what it is. And most people aren't going to be like, oh yeah, go over the whole NAR lawsuit. They don't care, most people. But just do this. And again, if you're going to work with the buyer, you're going to have to get it signed. You're going to have to go through this and work this and drill it. Or if you don't use my script, use somebody else's. But it's important that you do it because this is going to be necessary moving forward. Right? And now again, this is business as usual for us in Team BC because we've always done this. But for the people that this is new to, you better start drilling this and role-playing it and figuring out what you're going to do and create some sort of system and structure for your business. Otherwise, you're going to be out because this is required now. And this is why lately a lot of people have been hitting me up. People come, oh man, I need to sign up for Distinguished Agent. Like people are just willingly like, sign me up now. Oh. Like I'm getting on these Zoom calls. Now before it was, well, you need to sell me on it. Now it's like, oh, I want to sign up now. I'm signing up like 2, 3, 4 new people every week, dude, that are hitting me up. But because now this isn't, well, I'll do that later. It's, I need to do it, right? Mm-hmm.